So how do we do this? We remove the fat from typically your back or your tummy or your thighs or places where you don't want it using liposuction techniques. We have devices in the operating room that allow us to take your fat and turn it into grafts of cells. You want to graft cells. Fat cells are filled with oil. The act of taking them out of your body will kind of make them blow up. Some of them blow up and then it's just oil. Well, you don't want to inject the oil. You want to inject the cell. And that is what will live, is the cell. So the way you create the cell from your fat is when you suck it out, you have to put it through either a centrifugation process or a spinning process and a purification process to make it as pure a cellular suspension as you can get. And then you take that suspension and you inject it in the part of the body where you want it to live through little tiny incisions and needles, and you lay it down in lines of fat. It is actually a rather time-consuming process to aesthetically make it look good. You're putting it where you want the volume to be. For example, in the breast, most women want their breast to be fuller superiorly and medially. So when we're using fat as an enhancement there, that's kind of where we're focusing it. You might put more in the middle to make it project more anteriorly, but it's really a guided enhancement by laying it down in lines. The butt is exactly the same way. There's a discussion ahead of time about your expectations. Do you want your bottom to stick out more from behind? Do you want it to be wider? It's possible to do all of those things, but that can be tailored to whatever your expectations are. The recovery from these procedures is not too bad. There's some bruising which goes away in 2 weeks. When you put it in the bottom and enhance the butt, probably the biggest difficulty is you can't really sit for about a month or so to keep the pressure off the graft. So you're either lying down or you're standing. So there's not a lot of sitting. You have to do that to allow the graft to take. Not all of the graft will live, but an amazing amount of it does. There's almost always a significant improvement in any areas where it's placed. And there really is no scarring. So if you're considering this, we'd be happy to talk to you more about it here at Richmond Plastic Surgeon.